Hi, I'm Steve Smith, and welcome to a Wired Family Update. You know, over the past year, I've heard several kids ask me questions about the dark web. And really, prior to this year, I've never had any child ask me about the dark web. And in fact, I would say most of them have never really heard of this alternative network. However, today it's a totally different deal. You know, the dark web is a subject of TV programs, news articles, and even documentaries. So, should you be concerned? Well, I think so. So first off, what the heck is it? Well, it might help to really kind of use an often used example of an iceberg. What most of us see in terms of the web would be the surface level of the iceberg. This includes such things as the search engines, whether it's Google, Bing, or Yahoo, and kind of traditional social media websites, which might include Facebook, Twitter, and news and entertainment sites such as ESPN, the Washington Post, the New York Times, and anything that we would consider to be a traditional website. Most experts suggest that these sites that are accessible through such web browsers as Google Chrome, Edge, Explorer, Safari, and Firefox represent only about maybe 4 to 10% of all web traffic. Then there's the deep web. This is the area of the iceberg that is close to the surface but cannot be seen. This is the content of databases and other web services that traditional search engines can't index. Some examples might be academic databases, government records, and corporate intranets. These are not illicit sites, nor should they be a concern. Then there's the dark web. It sits well below the surface and consumes perhaps the bulk of web traffic. It's the encrypted part of the network where many illegal and some might say dangerous activities take place. Virtually every desire and illegal activity can be seen, bought, and sold without leaving an obvious trail behind. The most famous of sites on the dark web was Silk Road. It's believed that hundreds of thousands of dollars of illegal commerce took place on this site before it was finally shut down. It was perhaps best known for the selling of illegal drugs. So, how do you access the dark web? Well, the most common way to access it is via the onion router, or more commonly referred to as Tor, which protects both users and website operators by encrypting all transactions. It's easy to download and even easier to use. Other browsers that might be used, some of which leverage Tor's code, include Freenet, I2P, and Tails. Others that can be found in the iTunes or Google Play stores go by names such as Red Onion, Tab, Aloha Browser, and a few others. Now keep in mind, not everything in the dark web is evil. In fact, much good might come from its use inside of oppressive regimes such as in Syria, China, and North Korea. In this case, the dark web affords such individuals the ability to communicate with other like-minded people without fear of being caught. Conversely, guns can be purchased, child porn can be accessed, hitmen can be hired, and terrorist activity can be planned without much hope of being detected. In a March 28, 2017 article in USA Today, Professor Aaron Brantley commented on such terrorist use of the dark web. He said, "One of the things they do is train each other on how to run all the traffic on their Android mobile phones through the dark web, so all their internet and voice traffic is sent through encrypted channels and so unreadable by law enforcement." Ironically, what enabled the dark web was our own military. The Tor network was a government project developed by the U.S. Naval Research Lab to protect government communication. I doubt they knew what would eventually become of such a secret means of communicating. Now, should your children be able to access the dark web? Well, I say no. Although there is a world of people in far-off countries looking for help, I suggest you leave that to the professionals that have the resources and time to communicate with those in need. The chances of your child seeing something or meeting someone that will change their lives forever is far too great to gamble. There are countless stories of teens having been involved in illegal activities on the web, from buying bombs to committing murders and posting it on the dark web, and of course, human trafficking. Keep in mind, this is an unregulated, encrypted dark world. Ethics are far and few between. I suggest that you talk to your child about the dark web and its advantages and disadvantages. Do this before they discover it through friends or on the street. Help them to develop the critical thinking skills required in making good decisions. Check their phones and computers for the browsers that they're using. If they're using Tor, Freenet, or I2P, or any of the others we mentioned, talk to them about why they feel the need for such encrypted technologies. And of course, stay true to the 10 rules I mentioned in my article, Simon Says Take 10 Steps Forward. This will help keep your child safe when using technology. Although it's important to give our children some freedom, none of us will give the car keys to our child and give them carte blanche access to the darkest neighborhood in your city. The same is true for teens on the dark web. Thanks for joining us today, and please consider sharing this video with a friend or family member that you feel it might help. For more information, go to awiredfamily.org or email us at stephen@awiredfamily.org.